time of rebellion against the Most High, an apocalyptic catastrophe occurs, triggering a pattern of destruction. This apocalyptic catastrophe was dubbed as the event. This event produced a schism, or should I say, a tranche in the faith. Righteous ones called the righteous, and another group called Hebrewish. These lukewarm rebels refuse to acknowledge that they are blind and lost, yet they still call themselves Hebrew. This is a snapshot of what their society has become. I'm Linzel, and I would like to welcome you to the Dysfunctional Zone.
Good evening. This is Yara with HNN News. We start this broadcast tonight with an update on the search that persists for Jezebel. This manhunt continues to go on in spite of the authorities' efforts. She has successfully evaded capture. She is armed and dangerous with her words. If you are confronted by this spirit, use extreme caution. She has been known to manipulate her victims into doing her solicitations. They may even include persuasions that lead to death.
Hollywood is coming to Columbus, Ohio. I am still in a state of shock.
They call her the Beyonce of the Christian world.
I think largely people relate me to the Beyonce of gospel because of the way I shake my hair. I'm radical. And when Beyonce performs, she just lets loose. And that's how it is when I prophesy or when I preach or when I go forth and whatever God has called me to do. I just let it out. And it just comes out in a very courageous way.
The popular prophetess is starring in a brand new docuseries called Preach, premiering on Lifetime television.
We get to showcase my life at large, my life in ministry, my life in marriage, my life in family, my life in helping other people. That's my passion, to help others. And God says I'm about to feel. The show is actually geared towards anybody that needs help in any area of their lives.
The show features Dr. Takeda Williams, her protege Rebecca, and 3 other queens of church, Belinda Scott, Kelly Cruz, and Linda Rourke, all from right here in Ohio.
And it's really mind-blowing to me that Lifetime, who has over 500 million viewers, would want to showcase Jesus Christ.
I am holy. It's my time.
Other reality series such as Preachers of LA, The Sisterhood, and Preacher's Daughters center around the lives of powerful people in the pulpit. And like those shows, Preach is already stirring up controversy.
Anything you do great, people are going to criticize it. I don't know anybody that has been a mover and a shaker, a world changer, an atmosphere shifter in the world who has not undergone criticism. And I just tell people, it's not what the critics say. Just watch and see for yourself.
Apparently dispatch had some problems with information today, and that's about all I can say.
This foul and cruel manipulative spirit. She comes in many forms. It could be your grandmother, your grandpa, your wife or husband, the first lady, the deacon, and also Santa Claus. We ask that all citizens prepare themselves by increasing your wisdom, knowledge, discernment, and fortitude. Stockpile as many spiritual weapons as you can. This is not a hoax. She is real. She is armed and dangerous with her words. Please do not be deceived. For more information, contact the Jezebel hotline at 614-600-1377. If you feel you have encountered or potentially live with this spirit, do not hesitate to call. And now for the weather with Linzel.
Thanks, Yara. Boy, do we have a doozy for the forecast today. We're talking hail and fire mingled with blood. Now, for some parts of the country, you'll continue on with your usual pattern of destruction. But for other parts of the country experiencing this extreme, rare weather condition, we advise you to stay inside during the worst parts of the storm until the storm system passes. But we'll get back to that later on in the broadcast. Back to you, Yara.
Thanks, Linzel. As you know, we have been giving continuous coverage on this post-apocalyptic preacher who has steadily preached to the so-called nations of Israel since this event started. We go to Kadesha live on the scene.
Thanks, Yara. Some call him a preacher, some call him a prophet, and some call him just crazy. We'll let you decide. Let's listen in.
Sons of Israel, turn again to Yahweh, the Elohim of Abraham and Isaac and Israel, and he will return the remnant of you who had escaped the hands of this destruction. Do not be like your fathers and like your brothers who sinned against Yahweh, the Elohim of our fathers. Come on. He made them horror, as you see. Draw near to Elohim, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, and cleanse your hands. Purify your hearts. Double-minded. Lament, mourn, and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and let your joy to gloom. Humble yourselves in the sight of Yahweh, and he will lift you up. Brothers, fathers, listen. Elohim, the glory, Elohim of glory, appeared to our father Abraham in Mesopotamia before he lived in Haran. And he said, "Get thee out of your land, from your relatives, and come into a land where I will show you." Did so. And Yahweh gave him the covenant of circumcision, which you bear today. So Abraham became the father of Isaac and circumcised him on the 8th day. And Isaac, the father of Jacob, and became the father of the 12 patriarchs. And now, when Jacob went down to Mizraim, right? The fathers cried to Yahweh, because they was in bondage. And he said, I hear the cries of my people Israel. And he sent Moshe and Aaron and brought us forth out of the land of Egypt. And we dwelled in the wilderness. But they forgot Elohim. They got sold into the hands of the other nations. Into the hands of the Philistines and Moab. And they fought against Moab. They cried to Yahweh. We have sinned. We have forsaken Yahweh. We have served Baal and Ashtaroth. But now deliver us. Help us. Help us from the hands of our enemies, and we will serve you. But we didn't listen to the voice of Yahweh. We rebelled against his commandments. Yahweh put his hand against us and against your fathers. And now we stand here, stiff-necked, proud, uncircumcised of heart, uncircumcised of ears, resisting the Ruach HaKodesh. As so did your fathers. Which one of the prophets didn't you persecute? Which one of the prophets didn't you kill? Now, the righteous one, Yeshua HaMashiach, comes, and you betray, you murder, you receive the law as it was ordained by angels, but guess what? You don't keep it. I don't care if HNN out here wants to mock me.
there you have it. More gobbledygook. Question is, how long can you keep this up? Back to you, Yara.
I don't know, Kadesha, but I hope his beard doesn't catch on fire. Now to other news. A group of go-lucky do-gooders wearing all white robes have taken the initiative in spite of all that transpired to pass out sandwiches and words of encouragement to the nations. This group has numbered in the masses of 144,000. There is a very strict requirement to be a part of them. This has been Yara with HNN News. Shalom.
Though the event has occurred in an alternate universe, so distant away, it seems so familiar and close to home. This has been a journey in the Dysfunctional Zone.